So Gabriela asked a question in the group this week. She said, hi man, just a quick question about the IMMI form. When it comes to finishing the form and paying the fee, it says I'm applying and I can't come back with my decision. Does that mean I'm submitting my whole application or just my form? Because I didn't upload the documents or files yet, will I be able to upload them after I pay the fee and submit the form? So yes, there's a very scary part in the visa application process. You've got the IMMI form. And you've answered all the questions. And then you get to a page where it says submit. When you press that button, nothing happens. Okay? What happens though is that it takes you to a pop-up and it says, would you like to attach documents now? We don't attach documents at that point, okay? But you might be prompted to do that. Then if you say, no, I don't want to attach documents, it's going to say, well, if you don't attach documents, just be aware that we can make a decision based on the fact you haven't attached documents. And you say, yes, I understand. Then it's going to take you to the payment page. And this is where you pay the visa application fee, which is $7,850 plus any surcharge, depending on your payment option. Once you pay, a few things happen. You get your receipt emailed to you. If you're onshore, and depending on the situation, you'll get your bridging visa emailed to you, and you'll also get the acknowledgement letter, the official kind of government letter that says, hey, we've received your partner visa. So all that kind of happens in the background, and then you get redirected to the application portal in your IMMI account. Okay, so this is the visa. The TRN will be whatever it is, EGO X1 blah blah blah, and then you can start to attach documents. Okay, here is where the full visa checklist pops up, and that's when we recommend attaching your documentation all at once. But when you get to here, back to Gabriela's question, once you pay, the visa's submitted. Prior to this, the visa's not submitted. So this is not submitted. And this, from this point onwards, it is submitted. So the reason that's important is that once you submit, that's the date of application. That's the time and date of application, which mainly is relevant to time of application requirements. Okay, so there's videos in Veazy, there's videos in the PBS live recordings that you will have access to, or in our YouTube channel where I talk about time of application. And that's the thing to understand, is that once you press submit, you're committing to that's when you're being assessed in your relationship, depending on the visa you're applying for. Unless it's a prospective marriage visa, which I won't go into the kind of differences, but if you're applying for the onshore 820 or the offshore 309, time of application matters. But also, once you submit, you can't easily go back and change your answers, which is what Gabriela's question was, okay? Is once I press submit, can I change my answers? Now, the simple answer to that is, yes, you can. Okay, you can amend your answers. If you identify you made a mistake, you can go to your IMMI portal and you can send them a, hey, I made a mistake. It's called a notification of incorrect answers form, and you do it from inside the IMMI portal, and it'll say, okay, what did you get wrong? What part of the form? What's the correct answer? And you submit it. Okay, so in a sense, you can amend answers, but it's better to not have to do that. Okay? You don't want to make the application messy. You don't want to add confusion. You don't want to add, something that may be seen as questionable, by changing answers later. I mean, there's scenarios where it's accidental, and in that instance, it's advisable to make amendments. But the best practice approach is to obviously make sure that you've prepared it well and accurately, that you don't need to then make changes. Okay, but to your question, Gabriela, yes, you can amend answers after lodgement. but we would prefer that you don't unless you have to, unless you've identified a problem that needs to be fixed.